on to a bit of a wet race today, but just like a pole from Ultra and Sebastian Campo. 2 rounds to go, by the way. Jones Red Ellis in 4th from David Serracera and Marcus Adelaide. Then we've got Jens Olsen, Damian Castro, Tom Leon, Revo, and Fong from Top Half. Bomb Half started off by Tagman Horn, Carlos Eduardo, and UK Wall. And then we got first Theo, Livery, Bracken Crumpley, Stevie Headley, then Butler, then finally Zygmunt, Marcus Klein, Daniel Boxarov. Here we go, the penultimate round of the season. 5 red lights and we're going to be underway shortly. It's green and we're underway! With a grid full of people on green tyres, the intermediates. It's raining here in Turkey, and off to a good start is Sebastian Campo moving up into 2nd position already. Carlos Eduardo has a 5-second time out for causing a collision, and Ultra trying to get on the attack. On Ledger, like trying to go down the inside, can't do that yet. The intermediate tyres is what these drivers are going to have to settle for unless this rain clears, and then they may be possibly going on to dries. It would depend on the time of the rain clearing. But here we go to a very good start from Ledger Sonic after that first corner. He's managed to pull a gap from Sebastian Campo, who is the main threat of today's race. Him being in P3, not so good for him. As it stands, he will lead this championship by only 3 points. Oh! Don't need to write down, hitting the wall there in the Mercedes. His teammate David Serracera will try and get past him, just not quite yet. But him slowing down has allowed Olsen to pull a gap, and he's now comfortably in 4th position. And yeah, as you can see right behind Ultros, he won't care about who gets this championship. He'll only care about trying to get Ferrari higher in the standings, because Ferrari mathematically are out of this battle for the constructors. The only 4 teams that are in constructors of this that are in contention of this championship are Red Bull, Mercedes, McLaren, and Dragon Racing. Them 4 teams are the only ones left in contention, with Ferrari not being in contention at all. Now, most realistic team to win this that isn't Red Bull would probably be Mercedes, due to McLaren just not having 10 out of 10 cars on both. I'm sure it's the 9 out of 10 for them. Well, the teams like Red Bull, not even Red Bull, just Mercedes, they've got 10 out of 10 cars, both of them. Dragon do not. They've got like a 10-7, I'm sure. But here we are, 3rd lap of 15, with Ultra really piling the pressure onto Blazer Sonic. As you can see, the driver in the number 1 won't be driving the number 1 next season. He'll be back to his original number without a contention for the championship. He won't be the championship winner. And they can see Blazer like losing a little bit of traction. That's what happens in the wet conditions. He's skilled enough. He's already got 11 full seasons under his belt of experience, and almost 12 full seasons. Oh my god! Oh, Eduardo in the actual good Williams. Do you see out there his car being put up into the air a little bit, going a little bit airborne down the inside. Ultra looking at the right hander, sorry, getting my left right mixed up. As we're going to be heading in towards the but into the wall goes Lam Fong. So there's Fong into the wall there. Now, weather forecast saying this rain will end during the race. So we'll just have to see if the weather forecast is predicting correctly, as also says fast lap of this race. We'll start to see if this is true what the forecast is saying, because as you can see, there's not really much change at the moment in the way the rain is. It does seem to be a little bit lighter though, which is one thing I can definitely comment on. I can definitely comment on that. As we're on the 4th lap now, UK will making up multiple places there through into P13. Getting past both Reynolds of Fong and Crumpley. Also, driver market news has getting a new driver for next season. Don't know who they'll be replacing yet, but they have got a new driver already confirmed for the following season in 2021 of the series. I'm just looking at that guy right in front, though. 3 tenths, 2 tenths. Is getting very close as Ultra goes down the inside. Oh, Blade Jack's taking first place. He goes wide and hits the wall there. And oh, he's off into another wall. He rejoined the track. Oh, he's been collected by Olsen. A horrible chain of events there. And Ultra's car down to 34%. The pace has gone. A huge lack in downforce is quite much the opposite of what you needed in these sort of conditions. And the fact that you have to do it for a full lap before you can come into the pit lane, that is horrible. And this is also a bad scenario for Blade Sonic, because now the car behind him is Sebastian Campo, while before he could have brought the gap down to 3 points, as stands is going to bring it only down to 6 instead. So it does look like Ocampo will be leading this championship heading into the final race in Abuja. At the moment, of course, Ultra just went a bit too aggressive down the inside on that corner. And as you can see also, he's going to be very annoyed on that radio. Of course, that car came out of nowhere, and another car hitting a wall. It's his teammate Mark Adelaide. This is bad for McLaren in the constructor standings. That stands, they'll also looking to be knocked out of contention. Mercedes looking to be knocked out of contention as well. But there is still a chance that Red Bull could be taking the Constructors' Championship today with them. And that'll be something that they can be celebrating tonight. Ultra finally making it back in the pits, and unfortunately for him, it's not stopped raining. He's going on inters, he's going to get no advantage at all. He's just going to be genuinely at the back of this pack, and Ferrari's miserable season becomes more miserable today, because it's looking like they're just going to secure a P5 with literally, yeah, it's looking like they're going to be securing 5th of the constructors today, unless Dragon do not score enough points, and then they're still in the fight for P4, but as it stands, it's really just looking like Ferrari are going to end up securing 5th, and that's it. Of course, not the way you want your season to go. Eduardo quite a bit off the lead in this race, and that's because he has pitted. Of course, he was collected a bit earlier. He is in the quicker Williams, so I imagine he'd start to make some form of gains on Devon Butler. However, I'm not going to get that telemetry data for quite a while. We only get it for a brief moment, really, since we're just out in front is faster. Van Horn in a fight right now with the drivers of Castro and Tom Leon. Tom Leon been involved in multiple incidents recently in the series, which is very unfortunate. It's cost Red Bull quite a bit, and the fact that leading the constructors as well still is absolutely wild. But here we go, Van Horn in 6th position trying to defend that. He's defending from the main Red Bull driver of Tom Leon. This is one hell of a performance right now, and it's in the intermediate conditions. Well, what can I say? The Dutch drivers are amazing in the wet, and here is a Dutch driver doing amazing in the wet. So, yeah, this sort of performance is the sort of performance he needs to be able to get promoted up into Red Bull once again, because he used to drive for the Red Bull team, left, managed to get back in F1 with AlphaTauri, which was known as Toro Rosso at the time. He could be looking at he could be looking in his way towards Red Bull again, which would be an amazing reunion. But of course, they would have to cover the cost of one of the drivers. Tom Leon really now fighting with Damian Castro. The two are side by side. Tom Leon almost shoving Castro into the wall. Castro almost hitting Tom Leon in the process. Meanwhile, Van Horn and Neil were just looking in the mirrors behind at this battle. And he'd be like, nice, I can pull out a bit more time now. So yeah, that is good for Van Horn, as that fighting is just going to allow him to conserve his tyres a lot more, which you'll really need in these conditions, because if your tyres are bad, they're going to have bad grip. A bad grip in the wet is just spinala. And currently gap on front, looking towards 5 seconds now. It's not looking good for Sebastian Campo. Of course, if the position was swapped around right now, it would not be that bad. Oh wait, rain has stopped. The rain on the circuit seems to have stopped. Tom Leon once again involved in an incident. So now the teams will be wondering when should they pit their drivers. But who is going to be the first to make the call to come into the pit lane? Could Van Horn be coming in the pits? That line is a bit uncertain. No, he's not coming in. But Adelaide looks like he could be. No, it's not Adelaide coming in. It's Tom Leon. He is going to be fixing that damage anyways. Red Bull bringing out a set of soft tires. They already know it's going to be more worth it putting them on the soft right now. Even if the dries are quicker and slower at the moment, it will be more worth it overall. Fong, here we are. He has also got a bit of damage. He's coming in a bit. Livery also with damage. So I guess this is just a bit of a litmus test for these teams out in front on whether they should be going onto dry tires or not. Marcus Klein coming in the pit. He does not have any damage. And also Dan Butler's coming in. This is a big sign that the dries are going to be quicker. Eduardo also coming in the pits. He's actually managed to catch up to some of these guys. In the pit lane, Blade Dragon Sonic Enders out of the race. Goes Devin Butler in the pit lane, so that does mean the team at Sauber retiring his car. That is now Butler out of this race. The damage just wasn't good enough for them. They've had to just, take him back into the garage. He's out of the race nonetheless. Nothing that can be done about it. But yeah, that penalty that has cost Olsen third place. He's now down to fourth. So okay, we're going on soft for the rest of this race, which is a bit of an interesting strategy, I will say that one. Maybe he's just hoping the pace that he'll get from them initially is going to be worth it. Well, we'll have to find out. As around this big right-hander, Blade Dragon now leads, but I can't even talk. But by only 3 seconds, so yeah, he is definitely doing good. Blade Dragon Sonic is on course to win this race at the moment, but he has managed to lose some time. I'm assuming that was made in the pit stops. Ultra, whilst he had that unfortunate incident early, he's now up into 11th place. He's going on the softs. So you'll be trying to now push for Theo via Van Horn. Will be looking just to stay ahead Castro and Tom Leon to secure AlphaTauri. Some good points. Because if we look at the constructor standings, AlphaTauri only 11 points off 6th place, of which is Williams. All their points being scored by Rado as well. So yeah, it is still possible for AlphaTauri to try and get up in the 6th of the constructors. They're currently 9th. So we've got an intense battle for 6th moment. In fact, 6 to 11 separated by 21 points. So however, Sauber's points came at a lucky moment, really. 3 seconds now, the gap out in front. It is coming down though. Blade Dragon's like fast in that first sector. Ravo currently in 5th position. Van Horn not looking to make any gains on him. However, the nearest cars to him, Castro and Tom Leon, are quite a distance behind. The softs are not working for them drivers, and it's looking like the mediums are currently quicker with the conditions that we've got at the moment. Now Ultra is fastest in the final sector. He's up in 10th position at the moment. I just said that exact phrase at the end quite a lot. Sorry about that. So yeah, 10th position for Ultra Bro. Not a good race. This is not good for Ferrari in this constructors battle. Also no, just quick note, he's back up at the P3. Not for long because he's just got a penalty. Blade Dragon's like fastest lap of them all as we're on to the 12th lap of 15 now. Here's DRS enabled and ERS going down the straight. He's now 14 seconds off lead, only a couple seconds off Olsen. Olsen, he will be pushing the car to its limit, fighting with the force of the steering wheel, finding the best lines possible, going over the apex. He needs to do all he can to try and secure a P3. He's already pretty much got P4 in the bag, but a P3 would just be even better. However, I don't know how likely that is because he has got a raging Mercedes behind him, and they're going to be entering the final 3 laps soon enough. Headley and Livery fighting. Headley going up into 16th place. The 2 racing points swapping places. DRS is enabled though for Livery as we head down this back straight. Now will Livery be able to get ahead of his teammate? Nope. But yeah, these two in a battle for such an inferior position. Of course, Headley finding a lot of success in the WEC at the moment. He is currently in 2nd in the WEC standing, 7.5 points behind Team Sharkiera, who's leading this championship. So yeah, safe to say for Headley, he'll be looking for a better team in Formula 1, and his WEC performances are sure to put him on the table for a good seat sometime in the future. Could even be the distant future, could be the nearest future. And there goes Sergio, a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. And this here is perfect for Jansen Olsen. As long as the damage isn't too much to his car, he should hopefully be able to try and have a good fight for P3 now without being worried about anyone, because Ravo is way too far back to be making moves like this. And here we go, Olsen and Sergio are fighting once again. Sergio down the inside of Olsen, they hit each other. Oh, now that is a very close moment. Sergio just avoiding the wall. He goes down the inside of Olsen. Olsen will probably drop fourth. Yes, he does. And he's just not even going to be able to fight Sergio here in towards the hairpin. He's going to have to try and stay up in a second as he hits the texture point. And I think he has just done that because, yep, he's got DRS charging for the Mercedes once again. McLaren really trying. Honestly, anything for McLaren to try and get ahead of Mercedes, that team will appreciate. However, it is looking at the moment to not be good for Mercedes. They are looking to be getting less points than McLaren. McLaren looking to make gains on that team. Tom Leon fighting Ultra getting through with his one-lap tyre offset. Adelaide on the back of Tom Leon. He gets ahead of him, and he also gets ahead of the Ferrari up into 8th position. And with every passing moment that happens, with every overtake, Adelaide sees himself one step closer to assisting McLaren to second in this Constructors' Championship battle. But of course, you have to try and really fight with Ultra now. They're both on the same laps for tyres. Blake actually leading onto the final lap of this race, which is going to be getting us set up for an incredible finale, possibly. But there's 2 lap cars. It's both of the Racing Point cars. He gets past one of them. He needs to get past the other. You can see the lights flashing on them. And they're going through now with minimal issues. Tyres are starting to wear out though for Blake and Sebastian Campo. They've got to be careful. They've got 2 more sectors to go. And then they can call this race quits and go into this final race. And yeah, I'm looking forward to what's happening here. Hopefully we're going to be seeing a title battle for this man. He's driven flawlessly, been unmatched this race. This is the sort of drive you need as you head into a championship battle. This is the sort of thing you need for the World Drivers' Championship. The 3-time champion will be looking to make it 4. He drops the gap down to 6 points, and he wins the Turkish Grand Prix. What a victory. Fast lap as well to just put the cherry on top of that performance. Ocampo's second, so yeah, the gap 6 points in this championship. That has been officially confirmed. Olsen holds off for 3rd. This is good when McLaren are trying to battle Mercedes in the Constructors. Ravo getting 5th position in the end of it all. And I'm just looking at this. I don't know if Red Bull secured the Constructors. Well, we'll have to find out. Ravo finishing 5th at the end of that from Taco Van Horn, I think. However, Castro is right up with the AlphaTauri. But he's gonna do it. He fends off the Haas. He gets 6th position. What a result for AlphaTauri. Ultra in 8th from Adelaide, and Tom Leon, who finishes 10th. Bustio, he's going to be finishing 12th, maybe. Nope, it's going to be 11th. Toretto can't get ahead in the end of it. Cable's going to be 3rd, then Crumpley, then Slamfong, Headley, Livery, Eduardo, Sigmund, Boxar, and Klein, all 1 lap down. Butler being out of the race. So here we go. For the penultimate time of the season, we're on the podium. You can see the drivers there, all celebrating their results. Ocampo, he will be very nervous because this is the worst way to enter the finale of this race for him. Like, really has been the worst way for him. He's now in 2nd place in this race. Still 1st at the championship, leading by 6 points. But he will be extremely nervous about that one, no matter what. Olsen finishing 3rd, solid result for McLaren. He gets to the podium, and they take the fight at Mercedes, and they're doing it really well. So with that, let's listen to the Nigerian national anthem. We're just looking Wednesday from Sebastian Campbell and Jens Stolzen. We've got David Cerquera, Ben Revo, Taco Van Horn, Douglas Castro, Ultra Bro, Max Adelaide, Tom Leon, Doug Castillo, Tony Toronto, UK Ball, Rack Crumpley, then Lab Frog, Dewey Headley, Livery, Eduardo, Zygmunt, Bogdarf, and Klein with Butler being out. And there are your standings. And with that, I hope you enjoyed your day. We'll see you next time in the finale when F1 Classic returns.